I'm Chris Whitney with Visit Lincoln, and welcome to another edition of our podcast, Lincoln Visits with Visit Lincoln. Again, I'm Chris Whitney, and joining me today is Jason Strohbehn, the Chief Experience Officer and Lead Promoter with Gravel Worlds. Jason, you've been here before, but it's always good to have you back.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always fun to talk about what's going on in Lincoln, and it's an honor to get to be one of those things going on in Lincoln.
Well, not just anything. This is a big year. We got a lot to talk about as far as Gravel Worlds and what's kind of going on in your neck of the woods. But let's kind of refresh people's mind if they are not familiar with Gravel Worlds. So this is an event that attracts people from all over the world. Tell us what's on tap for this year.
Yeah, so Garmin Gravel Worlds 2024, this is our 15th year, which is a huge milestone. It's crazy.
That's when you put extra candles on the cake.
Yeah, we're really excited. A couple big things as far as our event. We've been in Fallbrook since 2015, I want to say. Huge shout out to the neighborhood of Fallbrook. But this year, our event's gotten a little bit bigger, and we're moving over to the Sandhills Global Event Center on the east side of town, which historically is actually where Gravel World started. The first year, 15 years ago, is where Gravel World started. Granted, back then, we kind of hijacked a parking lot in the very back, and but this year, we're going to be using the grandstand and indoor expo and all that stuff. So really excited for the new location in year 15. But so we're a running and biking event, all on gravel roads. So this year, because we're at the event center, it's right there on gravel. So pretty much 100% of our courses are going to be on gravel roads. So we have a 25K run and a 10K run on Friday, August 23rd. And also starting on Friday, we have a 300-mile race that some people start Friday night and race all through the night, ride all day Saturday, and they have to finish before 11 p.m. Saturday. But then Saturday is our big day where we have our main race is 150 miles, does a giant loop around Lincoln, 150-mile loop around Lincoln. Our biggest race now is actually our 75-mile race, so it's a little bit more obtainable for more people, but still a very, very solid challenge, 75 miles of gravel. And then we also have a more entry-level gravel distance of 50K, which is about 32, 33 miles on gravel roads. So a lot going on. We have expo, live music every single night, all day Saturday. So there's so much going on, and it's open to the public as well. So even if you're not racing, we want you to come out there and cheer on people. And hopefully we can repeat last year where we had all 50 states here and 17 countries. So maybe we can, I don't think we can get more states as far as if my fifth grade geography works out.
I think the math adds up.
But
yeah,
maybe we can get some more countries. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. And you talk about the amount of people that come to this event represented well, over 20,000 racers. Why does this event, in your mind, keep growing, and why do people keep coming back to Lincoln?
Yeah, we're it's about 2,500 riders, not 20,000. So I wish we'll get there. We'll get to 20,000. But yeah, about 2,500 people. And yeah, people just keep coming back, and they have a great time. And the next year they invite a couple friends and bring them back. And yeah, we call it our gravel family. It's a huge community style event. So if you've been under other like run or even bike events, the gravel family is different in these gravel events where a lot of times you get your medal, maybe you get your banana and you go home. We want people to hang out, stick around, encourage the people that are finishing behind you. And actually this year we added what we're calling our first to last party. In gravel, it's sometimes called the DFL party, which is dead freaking last. So
That's where I would be.
Yeah.
Right there.
So we celebrate you, whether you're a world-class pro who's ridden in the Tour de France. We've had those people that are coming here this year, but we also celebrate you if you're in last place. So once the sun goes down at 8:00 on Saturday race day, we have pizza and discounted beverages, and we just hang out there for whoever's in last place. So no matter what your ability is, you are celebrated at Gravel Worlds for sure.
Sounds fantastic. And for more info, of course, website gravel-worlds.com. You kind of mentioned earlier just talking about the entry-level events, if you will. But how have you seen those, like kind of those smaller events? I mean, do you see year after year maybe people that start off with a 50K that – a year or two later, they're up to a 150, 300-mile race, or how does that kind of work?
That's a great question. That's a big reason we've added them is you kind of get that bug, but 75 miles is really hard. 150 miles is very, very hard. And obviously 300 is, you have to be a little bit insane to do those, which we love those people as well.
Hmm.
But yeah, we have so many people that, they did the 50K last year, and I'm going to come back and do the 75, and then, hopefully next year they do the 150. But yeah, or even on the 10K run side, it's like, oh, next year I really like this gravel thing. Let's do the 25K.
Let's train up for it.
Keep training, and you kind of get that bug, and that's why we added those shorter distances events. And for the longest time, our 150 race was the biggest race we had, the most participants, and we see those smaller races getting more and more participants, to where last year was the first year our 75-mile distance actually had more participants than the 150.
Oh, wow.
So kind of like the marathon side of things, like it used to be only marathons, 26.2 miles, and now the half marathons always have more participants. And
That's right.
At some point that those took over because it's more obtainable for more people, and it doesn't matter what distance you're doing or how fast you are, it's going to be a good time at our event. So
always. Jason Strohbehn from Gravel Worlds joining us here on the Lincoln Visits podcast. You mentioned earlier just kind of some of the changes that are going on with this event, but one thing that hasn't changed, I think, has been your commitments to the city of Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding area. How important is it to be involved from your perspective in what the community is doing, not just to promote this event, but to promote healthy lifestyles, bicycling, running, walking, all those types of things?
Oh, man, we are so thankful to be here in Lincoln, and we have people from all over the world that come here to Lincoln, and we've actually had some people move here from our race because they come here and they're like, this city is crazy. You have all these trails, and then people, I know it sounds crazy to most people, but our gravel is amazing. Like people come from around the world to just visit Lincoln to ride on our gravel roads. Gravel cycling is the fastest growing genre of cycling right now. They make gravel bikes and all that stuff. But then we also have our limestone trails and paved trails in town. And that's why it's really important for us to give back to the city of Lincoln. So our event has donated over $160,000 to nonprofits. A big portion of that has been the Randy Gibson Memorial Fund, which is through Lincoln Parks Foundation. And we'll be helping build when they start working on that downtown Haymarket Park. We're going to have a shelter down there, a bike shelter at the trailhead down there. So we cannot thank this city enough. And also events like ours and the marathon and Good Life Halvesy, all these great city events rely on volunteers. And so we are one of those. We have our volunteer link signed up now. If you just want to come hang out and have a good time and help these athletes, whether that's here in Lincoln or we have checkpoints up by like Loma or down at Norris High School in Hickman area. We can't do this without our volunteers. So that's a big reason we want to donate and give back to the city, because our event doesn't exist without this amazing community, and, getting help from LPD and LFR and like doing this podcast, things like that. It's totally a community event, always has been. And we're really proud to always be here in Lincoln.
That's right. I mean, this is the fun part of our job, getting to talk about events like this. Let's look a little bit into the future, maybe, as we wrap things up here. How far, how big, what kind of ruminations do you have in your mind about what's in store for Gravel Worlds, for after 15 years as we celebrate here?
I mean, we'd love to keep growing every single year. I know the run side of our event, we added running 2 years ago. I think this is our third year for running, and every single year the running side has about doubled every single year. So get signed up for the run side, or invite your runners, whether you're our 10K Friday night, and we have live music right there when you finish. So it's a really, really fun experience. And like I said, you get that community aspect that you don't get at a lot of events. So we'd love for that to keep going and keep people coming in on the biking side and celebrating first to last there. But I mean, the sky's the limit as far as our race goes. We have really wide gravel roads here. We have more hotels than we know what to do with, because the next weekend's Husker football. So, a 10,000 person bike race and running event, if we can get to that size, is nothing for the city of Lincoln, and we can handle it here. So lots of really big ideas. Hopefully we can come out with some more here too, and maybe even make it like a full long week event where there's bike races and events going and concerts going on from Sunday to Saturday, a whole week event. We'll see.
That's right. You'll adjust that comma like I did earlier when I said 20,000 versus 2,000. So that seems realistic that you can get to that point.
Oh yeah, I think we could, especially there's just way more runners than there are cyclists in general. and then yeah, we could get more people out there. And the great thing again with Lincoln is, the city of Lincoln and our trail networks doesn't end when the trails end. We have all these gravel roads that are beautiful to get out there and run and bike on. That like I said, people literally come from around the world to brag about our gravel roads. So when that Mopac trail ends, you can just turn left and keep going up that gravel road, or down south on the Homestead Trail. Just hop off on gravel and experience running or biking it. You'll have a good time.
Shout out to the folks at Lancaster County for keeping those roads in pristine
That's
condition.
right.
Well, Jason, thanks for joining us one more time real quick. When do the events start, and when do they kind of wrap up this year?
Yeah, so registration is open, gravel-worlds.com. So get registered. It's August 23rd. Friday, August 23rd are our run events. Saturday, August 24th are our bike events. And then Thursday and Friday of that week, we have our expo. And that's all open to the public. Live music all day Saturday at the Lancaster Event Center or Sandhills Global Event Center. And we'll have the whole grandstand filled out there with live music and people finishing all day. So the whole week of August 23rd and 24th. Dates kind of blend all together right now, but
that's right.
Friday and Saturday are big days. So come out to the whole community, come out and hang out with us. So
perfect. Jason Strohbehn, thanks for joining us here on another edition of Lincoln Visits with Visit Lincoln. I'm Chris Whitney. Have a great day.